Hi, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you the easiest way to completely disassemble your SKS rear sight. Now I checked the internet, there's quite a few different methods. The most common is the mallet screwdriver method, whereby you stick the screwdriver in front of the leaf and you tap it with a mallet. Quite often the leaf ends up flying out of there. I don't particularly like that method. I found another method which is quite interesting. What he did is remove the gas piston extension, and he used a plier and he used a nut below the plier, and he pressed the leaf down that way. It looked kind of cumbersome to me, so that's not something that I would like. This method I've been using for close to 30 years, and you can actually do this without being on a vise, but I thought since I'm filming, it's best to have it in one spot. If you're going to have it on the vise, please protect the receiver. I'm using leather, you can use cloth, whatever, but protect that. And we also need to protect the sight leaf. And what I do is use a masking tape, rip off about 5 inches of it, and wrap the leaf with the masking tape. Okay, and this is what I do. Yeah, and go around about 4 or 5 times. Okay, like that. Okay, now you're protecting the leaf. Not only are you protecting the leaf, you also stop the this thing from sliding forward. Okay, because you want it back. Okay, now before you start, there's 2 different type of rare SKS rare sight. One with a pin and one without a pin. This one has no pin. Okay, and I'll show you what it looks like. See, this is the axis, this is the leaf, and this is the pivoting axis point here, and it has no pin. Okay, later on I'll show you a one with a pin, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove this leaf without the pin first. Okay, now that I got the leaf protected, you need a C-clamp. Okay, go like that, right over the masking tape, and you can see it moving down as you tighten this. Okay, now tighten it so it could go down about 2 millimeter, and I can see it going down 1 millimeter, and now it's about down 2 millimeter. Okay, now use that screwdriver and put it in front of the leaf and push it forward like this. And make sure it moves about, I would say, about 3 millimeter. And after that, you can gently remove the clamp. Okay, it'll still be in its place because it's still held down partly by the there's a channel on either side where the access pin is riding on. Now hold it, make sure it doesn't snap right off, and take the screwdriver and twist it and push it forward, and there it is. You heard a snap? It left the channel. Okay, this one has no pin. Okay, you see that? Now you want to, okay, the next thing you want to do is remove the leaf spring, which is right here. Now, quite often you'll find the leaf spring sticks out like this. Okay, in other words, it's higher than the front. Here, take a close look. See, it's higher. If it's not higher, then stick your screwdriver in and make sure it is higher. Next thing you do, take a punch and that mallet and tap it about 2 millimeter forward. Okay, so it did come out, and there it is. This is a pretty strong spring. It's a leaf spring. It's curve, slight curve, and this round end slides into a matching cut in this sight block. Okay, now we got that done. Now I'm going to disassemble this. Now I have to remove the masking tape so I could show you. Okay, now once this is masking tape is removed, pinch either side at the same time and slide it forward. Okay, this is forward. Slide it forward while still holding on to the slide lock. And this is what it looks like without the slide. And here I'm going to release those lock that locks itself into these teeth on either side. I'm going to pull one on either side. There's a spring, and there is, okay, so this is what it looks like. Okay. And this is what grabs onto the teeth on the leaf. Okay. Now you have to put this right back. And you have to put this back on this side. Make sure the spring is in properly. Hold on to the spring, onto the lock, press it together and slide it back onto the sight leaf, like this. Okay, now take the leaf spring, slide it back, the round end first, hold the edge up and down against the front and tap. Okay, this is not going in. Okay, so now it's in. You can tell it's holding, just to make sure. Okay, that spring is in. Now the next thing you do is put this back. Now again, make sure the slide is all the way to the back. Grab about 4 to 5 inches of masking tape, because you do want to protect the finishing. Also, you don't want the slide to move forward while you're trying to install it. Okay, and you see these hump right here? Put this in the back of the hump. Okay, like that. I'll try to move this forward so you can see. Okay, that's where you're going to put it. Now, use the clamp. Make sure it doesn't move out of position. With your thumb, hold it in position, and make sure your clamp is on the tape Okay. I'm just going to raise this a bit so you can see. It's quite heavy. Okay. Those access pin is just in front of the hump. Now I need to move that down about 3 millimeters, and I can see it going down as I turn this. Now don't overturn, okay, just gentle. Now it's moved down 2 millimeter. Now take the hammer and tap this sight like this, and you can see it's moving forward now, and those access pin is now inside the channel that's inside the hump. Now you can remove the C-clamp, and now you can see the access pin. Well, they're not really pins, but they stick out like pins. So now all you do is tap it in, and see, now it's moving, and you're gonna hear a big snap when it falls in position. Snap. See? Lift that up, you know you're in position. Now take the tape and remove the tape. There, they're all done. Now, remember I said there's two different sights, two different types. This one has no pin in the access. Oh, and this is 1952. I have a 1954, and it does have a pin. And this is what the pin looks like. Okay. Remember these access point right here, and the pin, I suppose it's longer, so it's of a retains. It makes sure that this doesn't come out while this pin is still inside. Now obviously it's quite easy to remove by using a 1/16 punch. Okay, and slide it in there like that, and you can easily punch that out. And then to remove this and install it is the same as the one without the pin. Once you get this in position like this, then you slide the pin back in. So it's exactly the same, except it does have a couple of extra steps of punching this pin out and installing it when it's all done. But other than that, everything is the same. Okay, so that's basically it. Oh, one more thing, the Chinese SKS also has ones with pins and without pins, so they're like the Russian, they have both. Now I checked my Yugo SKS, and it has no pin, so therefore so check to see if it has a pin or no pins first before you start disassembling. If it has a pin, punch it out first. If it has no pin, then you can start disassembling. Okay, thank you very much. Please hit the like button and subscribe.